With last year's Season 2 finale of Rebels, Twilight of the Apprentice, I was hoping for a similarly impressive finale to Season 3. Where Season 2 perfectly built to the emotional confrontation between the former Master and Apprentice, Ahsoka and Darth Vader, I thought that we could see another great confrontation that has been a season in the making, the confrontation between Grand Admiral Thrawn and Phoenix Squadron. Although the battle was exciting and visually impressive, I have to say that it felt a bit too safe in regards to Thrawn. To be clear, I certainly enjoyed the hour-long finale of Season 3, but I would have liked to see Thrawn clearly cement his reputation as the military and tactical genius that we've heard throughout the season. Although the Battle of Atollon will go down as an Imperial victory over the Rebels, it was by no means crushing, and it didn't deliver a permanent blow to Phoenix Squadron. Of course, most of Thrawn's failures in this regard were due to elements outside of his control, such as Tarkin's demand for prisoners, Admiral Constantine's ambition and pursuit for personal glory, and of course, the Bendu. But even in regard to Constantine's blunder during the battle, I feel like there was a chance to demonstrate Thrawn's genius that wasn't taken. Not to compare the Thrawn of Rebels to the Thrawn of Legends and create an all-knowing character, but there was an opportunity for Thrawn to recognize Constantine's ambitions and the probability of his disobeying orders, and then use this to his advantage during the battle. Although you could give Thrawn a pass by saying that Constantine acted so unpredictably and unreasonably that the fault of the lost interdictor cruiser and Ezra's escape can't possibly be placed on the Grand Admiral, I look at it the other way, and question why a military genius like Thrawn would have someone like Constantine in such an important position. Of course, the plot having a specific endpoint was what was driving most of this, but I do think that unfortunately, it acted to undermine Thrawn. The same could also be said in regards to the addition to the battle of Sabine and the Mandalorian reinforcements. For the entire season, we've seen Thrawn meticulously study Sabine's art, demonstrating her connections to both the Rebels and the Mandalorians through House Wren. I thought there was a good opportunity for Thrawn to make use of these preparations in studying the art, philosophy, and history of the Rebels to prepare for the possibility that the Mandalorians might be called upon during the battle. That said, Thrawn did inflict a significant amount of damage onto the Rebels during the battle, destroying numerous Rebel corvettes, gunships, frigates, and starfighters, and killing numerous Rebel troops. I just wish we had the opportunity to see something that was uniquely Thrawn occur during the battle. Although the primary crew of Phoenix Squadron was surprisingly able to escape relatively unscathed, even Agent Kallus, which I was actually shocked to see, I did enjoy how Zero Hour pushed the overall Rebel alliance into a precarious and dangerous position. The conversation between Ezra and Senator Mon Mothma did an excellent job of demonstrating that the highest-ranking officials in the rebellion know that it's too soon to fully engage the Empire. Given that the Season 3 finale takes place still roughly 2 years away from Rogue One, I like that Mon Mothma recognized Bail Organa's position, that it's still too early for open warfare against the Empire. At this point, I believe it's still best to view the rebellion as a growing and emerging entity that still has to be extremely cautious in openly confronting the Empire militarily, and the Season 3 finale solidified this belief amongst the rebellion leaders, thereby raising the stakes as Rebels proceeds into Season 4. In the end, this makes the rebellion victories at Scarif and Yavin much more meaningful. I would have to say that the most unexpected aspect of the finale, and probably my favorite as well, was the role of Bendu. As someone who constantly reminded us that he was in the middle, between the light and dark sides of the Force, it was nice to see Bendu tap into and show his more dark side leanings. I believe out of everything we saw in Zero Hour, Bendu's line that perhaps it was the will of the Force that the Jedi were destroyed is probably the most interesting for me, and I think it has the greatest effect on the greater Star Wars universe and the stories that will be told in episodes 8 and 9. The Bendu has always been a fascinating part of Season 3, offering a glimpse into a new philosophy regarding the Force outside of the Jedi and Sith dogmas. Out of everything we've seen over 3 seasons of Rebels, Bendu's prophesizing of Thrawn's death and then laughing as he pulled an Obi-Wan in front of Thrawn was perhaps the most disturbing and most menacing. The Bendu's middle position between the light and dark sides and his reference to the will of the Force in relation to the annihilation of the Jedi Order are aspects that I look forward to exploring deeper in the future. In totality, I enjoyed the Season 3 finale and what we were provided by the Rebels crew in Season 3. Although it was a bit clunky at times, I thought it was great to see Thrawn return in the series. Although we can discuss our predictions for Season 4 in more detail at a later date, I do see a role for Thrawn going forward and building off the successes he was able to achieve during Zero Hour. However, with Phoenix Squadron confirming their rendezvous on Yavin, where we can assume that they'll be able to operate out of safely and out of sight from the Empire, I would love to see Vader return to the series in a major way, as well as have the Emperor start to get involved in the series, having recognized that the Rebellion is a growing threat within the galaxy. Thank you to everyone for joining in the Rebels previews and reviews, and the Twitch and YouTube live streams to discuss the final 2 episodes of the season. This has been by far my favorite ending of a Star Wars television season, and I certainly have all of you to thank for it.